All right, we are back. This is the Anime Odyssey, and this is the bonus episode to episode 4, where we are going to talk about Baccano. Joining me is Richie and Dean.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome. Um, so we watched Baccano this week. It was our wheel pick, and we have a little bit to talk about. We're going to give our rating for Baccano and whether and talk about whether we liked it or not, what parts maybe we liked. I want to quickly state the details. Baccano is one season. It has 13 episodes plus 3 special episodes, which I guess act as the true conclusion, or it just additional info and conclusion to the one and only season. There is a sub and a dub available. This aired back in 2007. And if you want to watch this, I should say if you want to watch this legitimately, it's not very available. None of the streaming services have it that I can tell. Even if you VPN somewhere, it's not anywhere. Maybe I think I saw maybe it'll be available on Netflix overseas, but as of right now, it's very hard to watch. You will have to find a way to watch it. In terms of legitimacy, right now it is buying a physical copy on Amazon or something. So you can buy it on DVD or Blu-ray. Blu-rays are cheaper, I believe, than the box set DVDs, I think, last I checked. I could be very wrong there, but that's the most legitimate way you can watch it right now. Legally.
Why does that happen? Like, why does some anime just disappear from any kind of
So it's just
list?
licensing, I think. I think this wasn't always like this, and I'm sure something's picking up the license for it soon, which is probably Netflix. But yeah, we all watched it. You guys watched the dub, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I watched it in sub. So yeah, let me ask you guys. Richie first. Tell us if you liked Baccano, and maybe give us, if you did or didn't, let us know, why or why not.
I didn't really like this one at all. Like the fighting and stuff was cool, which brings it up for me a little bit, like
Yeah.
in rating. But like talk about storyline being confusing.
I had a feeling that was gonna be it.
I was like, why they keep showing these random like throwback scenes and stuff, and then like it just and then the dub. Oh my god, it was like a slight to my people.
Oh, really?
It was it was so like stereotypical, like over the top Italian accent. It was
it
just
that
like,
bad? Was it? They feel it like
was
felt forced.
brutal. Yeah. It was like that. You know, when someone says like does like an accent of like old mobsters, and they're like, "Well, I don't even know how to do it."
What do you mean, eh? Like that?
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. I was just like, "Oh my god."
I don't even know how to do one.
I
I just found that out.
I just felt like I needed more information on why they're immortal.
Okay.
They're just like, oh, this guy made this thing, and they're fighting over it, kind of.
Okay.
It just, yeah. I mean, the animation stuff was cool. That's the only thing that brings it up for me. But like the storyline and then the voice acting was just brutal for me.
Okay. You So as for the immortality, did you saw did you so they did go over the origination of how these people, okay. But
it just made no sense.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing to me.
Gotcha. I do totally understand how convoluted things got. I do understand that. I do.
Yeah, so I was just confused a bunch.
Was there anything outside of the action that you enjoyed, or was that kind of it? You like any of the
Uh,
characters? I know they had. I know you didn't like a lot of their voices, but
I mean, I'm trying to think of the little kid I liked, and then
Ches.
the dude that and then the dude that was obsessed with finding the rail thing,
Oh,
the one that had the sword on his face.
Railway Tracer. Oh no.
Yeah,
Jacuzzi.
yeah, jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi. Okay. Dean. What about you? How you feeling? You have any counterpoints?
It was okay. It was very confusing for me. I feel like
I
I
had a
would have
feeling, I had
to
a feeling.
rewatch it again. What I do like about it though is I did like that it started like kind of jazz, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like Cowboy Bebop. So I mean, I liked that. You know,
Okay.
the animation was also nice. You know, I have a thing for like early 2000s. You know, animation. But yeah, I mean, it's basically the same thing that Rich said. It's just there's a lot happening,
Yes.
going back and forth, and not knowing. Like, it's definitely a non-linear
Oh,
story
very much so.
for sure.
It is hard.
And I'm dumb, so it was
No,
very hard for me to follow.
no. I think it's
Yeah.
something you need to get used to. Over like
Yes.
the show needs to be able to allow you to get used to these transitions, or or these jumps back and forth in time. So I do, trust me, I do feel those concerns.
Yeah, but like the era that it's in, I like. But yeah, with also the voice acting. Um,
You kind of felt the same
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is they doing that voice? Why?
Did you look into anyone that voiced the dubs? I'm just curious because I didn't.
I
So I was
didn't,
just
but I do know like the mayor guy, or not the mayor, the one that had his wife and kid on the train. That guy. He is.
Barium, the Barium,
I I forgot what his name
Barian.
was, but the dub is the dub of Satan in Dragon Ball.
Okay,
So he's
so
Hercule.
you
So
recognize that voice.
yeah, that's I don't know, I don't remember his name, but
Okay, no, that's fine.
it is
I
he's
was
from
just curious if
yeah.
you recognized anyone mostly. Um. Okay. So my first thoughts.
Hmm.
The intro OST and animation I thought was fantastic. It introduces you to a load of characters. Basically, that intro is like used to introduce you to a lot of these characters, if not most of them. The 2000s style of anime is just so nice. It's
Mhm.
easy to forget how much older stuff holds up, in my opinion. Um, the outro OST I think is beautiful. It's called Calling. The vocals are done by Kaori uh, Oda, I believe, and I love that outro. It's a very nice outro.
It's nice, yeah.
Um, I was where it hooked me. I got hooked was starting the second episode. The first episode was good, but yeah, this is where you kind of start getting wombo comboed by the time jumps. Um, Isaac and Miria are my favorite combo. I love them. I don't know how the dub was, but I love that. I love these characters and their little duo dynamic. And I thought Nice and Jacuzzi were great as well. Again,
Yeah,
can't vouch
I
for the
did like
dub.
Jacuzzi. I did like Jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, honestly, for me, the soundtrack freaking was awesome throughout the entire anime. I thought it bopped. I thought it fit perfectly with the vibe. I found myself kind of bouncing around with the music a little bit as fight scenes are happening or like little silly things were happening. I love that era and that in that style. It was fun. I loved it. I maybe just want to mention a couple silly things.
I feel like we watched a completely different show from you, Chris.
I mean, that happens. That happens. And you know what? Honestly, sometimes, and I'm not even gonna blame this on the dub. It took me a bit to get. I just allowed myself to get used to the time jumps. It did frustrate me a bit because it made it hard for me to keep track of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll talk about that when I give my rating. But I'm mostly with you guys there. I totally get that. Those negatives.
Because like the story was interesting. Like I wanted to know more about like what was going on. You know, I liked that, but like it
tough,
got
dude.
so
It can be
confusing,
tough. Yeah.
and there's a lot of people,
dude, so
like to
many
kind
people.
of follow.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I don't know. I still don't know what's happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters. There's a lot of names that they throw at you. Like it suffers from a similar issue that Clavites suffers from. Like at the beginning, they threw all those names at you.
Yep.
It's a little bit more because they're not very. There's a lot of different names here, like that. That names that I've never heard before. So you're struggling trying to remember these characters that you see a little bit. Some characters you don't see for a while, so it's hard to remember what their name was. A lot of these names I wrote down as I was watching, so it's part of the reason I remember them. That was just my little thing that I did. If I didn't do that, maybe I don't remember half the names. So you guys aren't wrong at all.
That doesn't make it bad though. It's just I'm just not used to non-linear anymore. You know, my brain is getting older. It's a little slower. Like just it's hard for me to follow things quickly.
No, I mean
non-linear. I don't think it would have been.
Subbridge?
I was to say I don't think it would have been as bad if they didn't jump back and forth so much.
That's the thing is how much how much they did it. They relied very heavily on it.
Yeah, they would like talk for like 30 seconds and then it'd be jump back and then it'd come back again. And I'm like, what was the point of that?
And the other issue, I'm probably going to touch on it twice because it's part of my rating, but I want to talk about it now as well. A lot of these time jumps, you don't get exact times either. So there's times where you jump back to the same date and you're like, oh, was this before or was this after this happened? And you just don't know until maybe later in the anime. And it just makes, it kind of just really jumbles the timeline for you while it's already jumbled itself. So yeah, trust me, I 100% get you. I had to fight through it. There were some really cool tidbits that I picked up. So my favorite episode, because like I said earlier, I really love these characters. So it was episode 8. It's Isaac and Miria's unintentionally spread happiness around them. That was the name of the episode. And that's pretty much what the whole episode was. They meet up with a character named Eve, and she's like crying in her bed because there's something going on with her brother. Meanwhile, maybe I should mention what Isaac and Miria do. They're thieves. They're very silly and goofy, but they have this awesome dynamic going on. But so she's crying in her bed. Meanwhile, these Isaac and Miria are listening on, but they're trying to figure out what she's crying about, and so they're saying like maybe it's like a lover or something that died. Turns out, she's just crying over her brother. And they do this entire episode. You see their different relationships with these other characters where they impacted them in a way that made them smile and kind of have the complete opposite moment that they're currently having before they entered their lives. So very that was a very heartwarming episode for me. Love that episode. Love those characters. Did you guys dislike those characters? I'm getting the sense that maybe you did.
I mean, no, I did like them when they came on screen, but I was trying to follow them as the main characters to try to like piece everything together.
Okay.
So they were kind of like the main characters. I liked them. Like I didn't mind their goofiness. You know.
I have a sense that maybe Isaac had a bad voice actor in the dub.
Yeah.
No, I like their voice acting more than the other people.
You? Okay.
Yeah.
I love their dynamic, man. The way they like Mirdia just like constantly says what Isaac says and poses like Isaac poses, and I just really like them a lot. So I was rooting for them the whole way. If they were the main characters, which I think the anime is portrayed in a way where all these characters are main characters, or the main characters, who you want it to be. They were kind of the main characters to me, because those are the ones that I resonated with the most. This was brought up in that same episode. Isaac, Mirdia, and Jacuzzi and Donnie, they're sitting in one of the carts on the Pussyfoot. We didn't even mention what the train was called. They're traveling on a transcontinental train called the Pussyfoot.
From Chicago to New York.
Yeah. And is there such thing as the Pussyfoot in Chicago, Dean?
I do not know much about trains around here.
Probably somewhere in a strip club.
I feel like I feel like I have heard that, like, in the city and stuff. Like, I don't know though. I'm a suburbanite, so I don't know.
Yeah. So Isaac brings up the romance of the Three Kingdoms. I don't know if any of you are familiar, but he's going on to basically say that that's kind of like what their situation is. And I thought it was kind of funny. Isaac is just funny to me. He's just great. So I don't read often, but now I want to read this. I want to read this Romance of the Three Kingdoms. And I looked it up to kind of just get an idea of what I was looking at. And the Romance of the Three Kingdoms is a 14th century historical novel attributed to Luo Guangzhong. I really hope I did that okay. It is set during the turbulent final years of the Han Dynasty and the subsequent Three Kingdoms period, spanning from the Yellow Turban. What's up?
Keeps going. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, you're good.
Just got a little tidbit about that.
Go on about it before I continue.
Well, there is a video game based on the Three Kingdoms War, and there's like it's like a thing that actually happened.
I think it happens in like Dynasty Warriors, I believe.
Yeah, but they what the heck's those games? The ones where you control the armies, like
Total War?
Not War. Total War. Yeah, they came out with a game where you can play as them. And I think oversimplified, he did a video on the Three Kingdom War.
Gotcha.
So if you want to learn about it in a funny way, it's a good thing to watch.
I might check that out. But yeah, so it's spanning from the Yellow Turban Rebellion in 184 CE to the reunification of China proper under the Western Jin Dynasty in 280. The novel is based primarily on the records of the Three Kingdoms, written by Chen Shou in the 3rd century. Blending history with fiction, the narrative romanticizes the lives of warlords and their retainers, centering on the 3 rival power blocks, and emerged from the collapse of the Han Dynasty, and eventually formed the states of Cao Wei, Shu Han, and Eastern Wu. The novel, with a pro-Shu perspective, depicts the political maneuvering, military campaigns, and personal rivalries among these states as they struggled for supremacy over nearly a century. Romance of the Three Kingdoms is acclaimed as one of the 4 great classic novels of Chinese literature. It has a total of 800,000 words.
Oh.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
I
get
have to
that
try.
book.
And nearly 1,000 dramatic characters, mostly hysterical, in 120 chapters. The novel is among the most beloved works of literature in East Asia, and its literary influence in the region has been compared to that of the works of Shakespeare on English literature. Its impact is also extensive and eminent in Southeast Asia, with many of its characters becoming household names there. It is arguably the most widely read historical novel in late imperial and modern China. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up because he's making this comparison. He had a cool quote. I like this quote. It pretty much takes place right after. So Isaac goes to leave, and he's like, I'm gonna go look for Rail Tracer to ask it to leave. And Rail Tracer is like basically is human but a monster, and he's currently slaughtering all over this train. So he's just gonna go ask it to leave. They all think it's a monster right now, and it's portrayed as one early on as well. Isaac says he will use his 100 guns, which is like, I don't know, a technique that he thinks he has. But he'll use it if things take the turn for the worst. At which point, Jacuzzi says, "You don't even have one," and he doesn't have a gun, which is true. Then Isaac says, he's like, "There's a gun in everyone's heart," and I thought that was fire. And then he fired this like imaginary bullet at Jacuzzi, and he's like, "Oh," and he blushed. It was kind of cute. It was funny. I don't know if you guys remember that moment.
I don't
even know what it was like. It was funny. It was a great moment, and that quote, I like that quote a lot. And it comes back later when Jacuzzi is fighting on the top of the Pussyfoot with the leader of the Black Coats, the guy with the flamethrower.
Oh, that's right.
He goes to tackle him, and he's like,
I do remember him.
And he's like, what do you say? He's like, "There's a gun in my heart." He took that from Isaac. I love that. It was such a sick callback. So my final thoughts of the season were, for me, it was a fantastic anime. It's gonna be high on my list. I don't know where yet. It's got top 10 potential for me personally. I shame myself for not having seen it sooner or a long time ago. I do now want to get the physical copy. I do. But this is where you guys, took hits on it the most. The constant jumping back and forth through the timeline was a bit much. I got used to it. It did make for some nice reveals, but it relied on it a bit too much. And yeah, so I do agree with you guys in that sense. Yeah, for me, this was incredibly entertaining throughout. I was entertained throughout the entire anime. The conclusion was satisfying, I thought. It didn't feel flat. I really like a lot of the characters. Even though there were a load of them, I think they did a great job of giving them all impactful screen time. Like I said earlier, Isaac and Miria, they stole the show from me. I love Anis and Fido, Jacuzzi and Nice. Even the late developing like Flash relationship of Chane and Vino or Rail Tracer. At the end, I was kind of this got answered in the final 3 special episodes, but I was still wondering at the end of the season what might have happened to Sylvie. the girl that the flashback when they went back to the ship where it all kind of began. If you guys recall who that is.
I think so.
So she was the significant other of Gerd, who was the brother of Misa. And she was the silver hair girl.
Oh, okay. With like the pink jacket or whatever. I'm trying to go back to pictures.
So if you watch the 3 special episodes, she's seen at the end there.
Yeah.
But basically in that flashback scene where they show on the ship where this all kind of began, you see that you find out that she didn't drink the elixir, and then she put it in like a small vial and kept it. So I was remembering that, and at the end of the season, I was like, oh, I guess nothing really came of that, which I guess is where these 3 episodes come into play. So I was glad they retouched on that. Did you guys want to give did you guys already give your rating? No. Okay, so we're going to go right to that then, because I think we've touched on a lot of the topics. And yeah, so Rich, I know you weren't a fan. What are you giving it?
6.
6? Are you being nice?
Yeah.
Be real. We want to know. It's not. If you don't like it, you want to give it a 5. Give it a 4.
No, I give it a 6 because, like I said, the animation is what I liked about it. Otherwise,
the and the
story
action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wasn't all.
Just wasn't for you, and the story really, the layout of the story really hit it hard for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Dean.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a 7 because of the animation is good. There were a lot of interesting things that kept me like, okay, like I want to see where this goes. Like the alchemy stuff and just all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The era that it's in, I really like.
Yeah.
Music is phenomenal, and sound design, I think it's really, really good.
Okay.
So I would say 7.
7?
But
That's solid.
It's definitely just the overwhelming stuff for me.
Mm-hmm.
That
too much, too confusing.
Yeah,
convoluted. I get that.
Like I said, I'll watch it again.
Maybe
just
watch
see
it
if
sub.
I can. Huh?
Maybe watch it in sub.
I mean, I could try that. That might keep me.
The voice acting was really good in it. From the sounds of it, the English voice actors, like, and it's crazy to say that, to me the Japanese voice actors knocked it out of the park, and they fit the characters to me.
Okay.
Which is, hard to believe, seeing as, the setting.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so 7. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, so I'm gonna do my usual thing. I do my 5 ratings. So story, I give it an 8.4. This could be a bit higher with a few changes. I loved the story in general. I love the setting and the entire premise. The characters in the story were all wonderfully connected in this complicated web. It's dark. Like I said, it's complicated. It's very stylish. But to me, it is held back quite a bit by how often we are jumping back and forth through time, which is the big hitter for the other guys. There were just too many moments where I really had to think about where we were at. Like, did this come before that? Shit, did I miss something? Type of shit like that. I know what they were going for, and for the most part, I didn't mind. And a lot of the time, I actually really like this type of storytelling. But I think they went a little bit too hard with it here. Still, with that said, awesome story with a lot of really cool characters who all had like uniquely awesome personalities. I'd say like if they fixed that big issue, it could be a 9.2 for me. With a change from super non-linear to even just a little linear storytelling. The animation, I give that an 8. I might bring this up. I want to watch it again, but in physical format. I thought the animation was really damn good, and it was nice watching something again that is a bit older and really relies more on drawing rather than heavy 3D implementation. Obviously, that says more about the time that it was made, but that's really a good thing to me. It's honestly something we are missing more, and as AI and 3D generated scenes continue to be churned out.
Yeah, that's true.
The OST, I thought the OST and jazzy soundtrack throughout was so damn good. Everything fit the anime perfectly to me, and I felt fully immersed into like so many of the scenes. I thought they did a great job. The voice acting, most of the voice acting was fantastic for the Japanese voice actors, especially for the characters I really liked. The issue bringing the score down a tad is that there are just so many characters, and it's not easy to have everyone be great, but the voices fit their characters very well, and the personalities popped because of these voice actors. Something that's very important to me. The feel factor, just to touch on that again, this is specifically how much did this anime make me feel strong emotion, and how often. The often here is the big one for this. I gave that a 7. It was entertaining as hell. I really liked the majority of the characters, and I really love a few of them, but there were only a couple of episodes where I felt any real strong emotion outside of how entertaining it was. The episode that I mentioned earlier, episode 8, is where it really hit me the hardest. Really love those two. You know, their moments with Jacuzzi, Ennis, and Eve were hilarious and super heartwarming. That's the feel factor for me, is a 7 here for that one. And my final score is an 8.8. That's what I'm giving it. It was an excellent watch and a damn spot on rec for me. Nora, if you ever listen to this, thank you for the sick recommendation. It was very goog. And I very much look forward to the next rec. So thank you.
Did you say that it became one of your top 10?
It's in that discussion, I think.
Okay.
It's in that discussion.
What do you think it would replace then?
I don't know. Because I don't know. I have to look at it. It's close though. It's very close. I like this a lot. I think had the story been put together a little bit differently in terms of its layout and how they handled the time jumps, maybe it's a definite 10 or in my top 10. I don't know. I got to put some thought into it. I love this anime though. To me it was an awesome recommendation. I'm happy we watched it. You guys got any final thoughts? Anything you might have forgotten that you wanted to touch on in regards to Baccano? Otherwise, we can call it a day.
I don't think so. Not for me.
It's crazy how much we watch different anime.
It happens, man. It happens. We seem to have a little bit, it's all comes down to preference and things that you like. I do like things that are a bit more thought provoking and non-linear, but not always. I like a little bit of everything. If it, if that's not for you, then that's totally okay. That's totally okay. You're allowed to hate. You're allowed to dislike something, and you're allowed to view it a little bit differently. But I like to have the discussion and figure out why we have that different perspective.
And in no way do I think it's bad. I don't. I do think it is good. It's just my understanding of it is is what brings it down. So it's
Yeah,
not.
no, it was tough
you
to
know,
understand. And there's still things about it I don't understand. But yeah, I guess for me, it just doesn't affect my rating as much.
Yeah.
Because I liked the rest of it so much. So yeah, all right. So that was our discussion and review of Baccano. If you enjoyed, let us know. Let us know what you think of Baccano in the comments. I'd love to start a discussion with somebody. Do you disagree or agree with anything that we said? Or maybe we missed something and we didn't understand something. Would you like to enlighten us? We're always up for that. So, yeah, let us know. Thank you for listening. And we will see you next time. Thanks, guys.